Hey, Mover. Where are you?
Not at 100,000 subscribers, if that's what you're asking.
I don't believe you. Hey, I heard a funny joke. You want to hear it?
Yeah, I'd love to hear a joke.
What do the 5 fingers say to the face?
Nothing.
Slap!
3, 2, 1, fight off.
Have we ever done a cold start from in the car? Giggity. What's up, everybody? It's Mover. Short video today, Corvette content actually. So we all know that I love the ZR1 that I'm in right now, and people have asked why I didn't get the C8 or wait, and I've basically said because the ZR1's a superior car, which I still believe. However, I don't know if you've seen recently, but the across YouTube and the Corvette forum and everywhere, videos from YouTubers have been posted that they were invited out to Spring Mountain, which I didn't get invited to Spring Mountain. However, I have been to Spring Mountain, and I have driven the ZR1 in their 2-day driving course, and I've got video from my PDR of the course, and I got the rights from Internet Brands. His name's Darren, who actually was at the course. I got the rights to actually show that video, which I'll link in the description to his channel, or their channel, where they originally posted it. But the cool thing about this is what I did was I took my PDR video. Obviously I don't have the originals, but I took my PDR and basically overlaid it, or side by side with theirs. And at first I was thinking this was going to be, it was just going to be crushed, like my ZR1, because I ran about a 146.9, which that was faster on that day than the hot lap with the instructor. That when I rode with the instructor and the instructor did it, it was a faster lap than what he had. He had like a 147 something. So it was right there where the instructors were that day. So I thought, hell, that's pretty good. This should crush the C8. And what you'll find is it doesn't. And you know, it's not a true hot lap. I've got that at the end of this video where there's an actual true hot lap. I took the ZR1 video that ran a 139 and compared it to this one. So on this video, the first video you'll see is I started them both because the C8 starts as a cold start. It starts from 0 and it gets up to about 60, 65 miles an hour. So I started them both at the entry cone of turn 1. So it's a fair comparison geographically. Obviously the C8's just a couple miles an hour slower. This is not a scientific comparison by any means, but I just thought it would be cool to compare. And like I said, with the speed differential and the horsepower differential, I was expecting, no kidding, the ZR1 to be gapping them, especially with me. I'm an average driver, but I was still fairly quick that day. And what you'll see is it's less than a second. And that's with them starting from a dead stop. So with PS4 tires versus my Cup 2s, it is amazing that the C8 was even close. And now granted, these are instructors, they're great drivers, but still, I'm just blown away by that. 2s. They're better than the previous Super Sports, but they're not Cup 2s. So a professional driver with street tires is almost as fast as me. Now, I guess that means I suck, but I mean, again, on that day, the hot lap I did with the instructor in the passenger seat, I was pretty much just as fast. I mean, 146.9 that I ran is not bad. I think I could have gotten it down to a 145, but it's the same track layout stuff. So that's pretty damn impressive to me, and that tells me that that car is probably easier to drive fast. Now it makes up for the horsepower differential. You can see that I obviously, you know, I was up to 134 on the straight, almost 15 miles an hour faster, but still, it's incredible. I mean, the fact that honestly changed my mind about the C8 in general, because I just didn't think it was possible. I thought this thing would gap it. Now, the next video you'll see is a professional driver solo in a ZR1, and it's not even close. I mean, it's more what I would have expected. So we actually do have the Cosworth Toolbox data. If you've never messed with a Corvette, the PDR actually provides GPS data. So the Darren Richardson, hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, over at Internet Brand, sent me the PDR. So really, it's not a complete fair assessment, only because they did a standing start lap to another lap, but then pitted on that lap. So they never actually got a full lap. So what I'm going to do is, for the first part, I'm going to look at this one right here, the 145.26, which is not an actual lap time, because if you see here, his lap ends because he pits out and they turn off the PDR. All right. However, on the first one, he starts over in the pits. So what I'm going to do, just for a fair comparison, is compare it to about right there, corner 8. And then when we get to corner 8, I will switch to the other one. So we've seen the side-by-side views. Now we're going to take a look at just some of the data and how the C8 Corvette compares to the C7 ZR1. And the results are pretty good. So let's get started here as we get into turn 1, or corner 1 here, looking at the video. So what do we have? Top is the C8, bottom is the C7. So here we go. So right here, obviously, this is me breaking in. So 85 going into turn 1 versus 81. So obviously the ZR1's got some more top end, but I'm not going to look at the video. Let's look at the data, because I think that is the more important part. So midway through the center of the corner, they're pretty neck and neck. Well, look at that though. 1.5 max lateral Gs. That is compared to the ZR1. So this is on PS4 tires, and it's still slower. So it's, you know, we're talking speed-wise, 71 to 68, 73 to 66. So the ZR1's faster, but look at that. I mean, this is a Stingray. This is a stock car. This is not a ZR1. So coming off the turn here, still holding a G.5. Right, I mean, just way out there. But look, coming off, look at the speed difference. Let's hit play to the next corner. All right, so back to the data. Let's see, chart, dynamics, forces. Yeah, 1.2 Gs. So this thing is G'ing the exact same as a ZR1 right here. Back here, almost the same. It's just a little bit slower through this corner. Faster coming off the corner, and that's probably due to the weight distribution in the grip and also the instructor. Same speed here, and then as you come around, 1.1, 1.2. That is a lot of grip for street tires. 1.2, I'm looking right here, 1.3 in the ZR1. So the ZR1's kind of walking away coming out of this, but look how much more he's on the accelerator, 99%. So 56, 60, 99. So right here, he's on the gas because it can just squat, and the car can do it versus the ZR1 that, you know, might, because of the 50-50 weight distribution, might get a little squirrely, and it's got so much power it can't put it down. So look at that, 99 to 75. Okay, now finally in the ZR1 I'm 100%. Obviously I'm still ahead, but good Lord, wow. So let's go back to the video. 81 to 83 going into the first rate. I mean, now you're talking horsepower. So this is what I was talking about, the ZR1's horsepower. I mean, I'm 98 miles an hour coming into the turn before we brake. So he's slower going into the turn and braking deeper is what I'm seeing here. So 82 to 86, 89, very much braking deeper. And that is driver. I mean, that's absolutely driver. So straight 2 to 3, the max speed was 102. So 9 miles an hour slower than the ZR1. More time on the accelerator and less time on the brake. So he's braking deeper into this corner. That's a driver thing. Obviously, I'm average and not a professional here. So back to the corner here. Look at the video, same speed, running the same gear, the steering angle, way less steering angle. Look at that. And that's because it's that short nose. So 101 degrees versus 134. 1.3 Gs of lateral acceleration. So speeds are about the same again, but look at the lateral acceleration here. And then watching the driver input, so we'll watch the accelerator. I'm already on the accelerator right now. I'm kind of milking it through. But I'm on it. So coming off this corner, better job here. This is actually where in the video I'll kind of get squirrely. But he's only a half second off. And now he catches me right there, and this is because I get sideways here. But through this corner here, 1.3 to 1.1, roughly the same speed, actually more G than acceleration, and look, now we're back. I mean, he's actually ahead. He's outrunning me. So if this were on a track, a C8 is either on my back bumper or passing me right here through this. Catch up, this is where the horsepower comes into play. Horsepower, and then this is a braking. So he's faster. He's faster coming into this corner. More on the brake. Again, we're looking over here. More through the accelerator. And I think a lot of this is this car. 1.1 Gs, and it's just got grip. It's got grip for, that's your PS4 tires. Imagine what the Pilot Sport Cup tires are doing. 55 miles an hour, 70 miles an hour, 86. I mean, and it's not like I'm feathering the throttle. I'm at 100%, he's at 99. It's just gripping, and he's ahead of me. He's walking me. He's got a car length on me right here. 103. So I've got speed now. Horsepower is taking over. I'm starting to catch him again. But Jesus, look, coming into this corner. 37, 33. Now he's on the brake. Right here, he's through the accelerator here. I'm on, on the brake. I don't have, and then tracking out right here for the speed. He's coming off this corner faster than I can. Okay, so through this corner here, the min speed 43, so he's two and a half miles an hour faster. He's got 0.37 max lateral G more than the ZR1, and he's less time on the accelerator, a little bit less time on the brake. Now on the straightaway, this is where the horsepower takes over. Look at that. So going into this corner, even though this is where I hit my max speed. So even though I'm going faster, he's braking deeper. The car's ahead of me. I mean, he's like the actual instructor on the track. Because I never, even with 15 miles an hour, I don't catch him till the end of the straight. And this is where I start to pull away. And this is obviously where he's tracking out. So through here, we'll look at, for this corner, let's take a look at where he'd be. So in this corner right here, we'll have to look at the data because it's kind of skewed off. Corner 9, 1.36 lateral G, so he's pulling more lateral G. Again, that's impressive with these tires. And he is 10 seconds less on the brake. Max speed 13 miles an hour slower, more time on the accelerator, less time on the brake. I mean, that's impressive, honestly, for a car like that. Again, a lot of it's driver. So, with that said, let's take a look at the ZR1 hot lap and we'll see what the difference is. So this is the ZR1 with an instructor. So he ran a 139.82. Again, the times really don't matter. I think this, I mean, if you really ran it, I think you're talking about a 145, 146 is what the Z51 is running. So here we go, going into the corner. Pretty much neck and neck entering corner 1. The data here, we're at 83 to 88, already on the brake, a little bit more braking, but this is an instructor, so we don't have the mover sucks driver as a driver thing. So corner 1, a G1/2. He's still pulling more lateral G than a, no kidding, this is the fastest lap a ZR1's ever run. So he's got more G. His minimum speed's 5.5 miles an hour slower. He's on the accelerator a little less, and you can see here 66 to 72 through this corner, and then coming off the corner, the lateral G, the ZR1's walking away through here 90 miles an hour. God. So again, a lot of this is driver stuff. As he gets through this corner right there, let's see, data, corner 2, a G1/2, 1.5 Gs. I mean, look at that. Less time on the accelerator, not quite the difference, but now the ZR1's obviously walking away, and this is where it's going to start to get silly. So the straight, he's 11 miles an hour slower, more time on the accelerator, less time on the brake, because he can get on the gas faster. I mean, the car is planted. And then coming into this corner, 1.35, so now he's pulling a little less G. His min speed's within 5 miles an hour. Now it's starting to get ugly. And now you're looking at, I mean, that's not much difference for the ZR1. A G1/2. So it's consistently pulling a G1/2 with these PS4s. I mean, that's incredible. Through here, really big gap here, 8.5 miles an hour, a little less time on the accelerator, a little more time on the brake. And then coming off the corner here, more lateral G, less speed, and yeah, less speed coming off. So at this point right here, let's see, where the ZR1 comes out at 64 miles an hour. And let's put it apples to apples, 60 miles an hour. So it's performing about like a ZR1 is, but look at the gap. All that horsepower. You know, you're talking 112 to 60. So there's the biggest difference there. And then by the end of the straightaway, you're talking a huge delta through there. So now we switch over to this video. Through this corner, let's see what it says. The data, same thing, 1.36, 5 miles an hour slower. He's 76, 75. So we have to go back and look at what so he's 76.9. So at the fastest point, he's about 76 right there. So through the turns, I mean, it's performing right where you'd expect. I mean, it's very, very, very similar to the ZR1. So, and look at the difference here. I mean, that's all that horsepower. So it's not a hugely precise. I mean, this is not very scientific, but I'm impressed. I'm very impressed. So these are the times. This is just the Z51 stuff. These times don't mean anything, but the performance, they did a 0 to 60 run, 4 seconds to go 0 to 60. So that's just to that, getting to the that first corner. Pretty damn good. Now, granted, it's not 2.9, but I think this is more repeatable on the street for sure, all day long. Looks like the tires are where they should be. Vehicle health is good. So really good tool they have here, and that's spring mounting. Oh, the burble. Driver solo, I don't know what the conditions were. They gave us these PDR files, but you can see that with a professional driver, it's 7-8 seconds faster. So, and on a short course, I think it's a 2-mile course or something like that at like Spring Mountain, same layout and everything. Obviously, he's getting gapped and the horsepower takes over. But what I think we learned from this is that C8 even is, I mean, it may mean that it takes a professional driver, you know, or it just may mean that car, as it gets sorted, when you put stickier tires on it, and when you put better aero on it, and when you get some more horsepower, I think, honestly, a 600 horsepower Z06 now might be faster than this car. Like, that is now, just the way it puts the power to the ground, and the way it's sorted, and the way it's balanced, I'm impressed now. I honestly think that having the weight distribution where it is, you know, I mean, it's still amazing. You know, I am more impressed now having seen that PDR and compared it to this car than I was before. Now, has that changed my mind on a C8? Well, first of all, at this point, it's impossible for me to get a C8. It's just not going to happen. Would I add one to the stable? Maybe. I still want to wait for the Z06 or the ZR1. I still don't want to get rid of this car. I love this car, and it's the last manual transmission Corvette ever. Front engine or front mid-engine manual transmission car ever. So it doesn't make me want to trade this in and sell it and get something else. But it does absolutely make me respect the Corvette, and I'm excited for the Corvette brand. And, you know, a lot of people complained on the forums that these vloggers, YouTubers and stuff got a chance to go test drive at Spring Mountain. I think that's great. The fact that GM is now recognizing YouTube and recognizing YouTubers to go do this stuff is very good for the brand, because it's going to shift the demographic to be much younger. So it's awesome for being a Corvette enthusiast. However, you know, I still love this car. This is still the best Corvette I've ever owned. I still plan on keeping it. I'm going to track it. And I would love to see, you know, honestly, what would be cool is to be able to take a C8, drive it around NOLA Motorsports, see what kind of lap time I could get, and then jump in this car and then see what kind of lap time I could get. I mean, that would be overlaying PDRs. that with actually, you know, the Cosworth Toolbox and all that stuff that comes with GM, that to me would be a better comparison. But just an overarching, you know, 50,000 foot view of the car, the fact that it's within a second of a decent lap time. Now granted, you know, I did screw up a little bit on that lap. I got into some rocks and got loose, but it was still my fastest lap time of the day, and that's why I used it. So man, that's awesome. That's great. I think it's awesome what they're doing. So good job, GM. I can't wait to drive one. I don't know if I'm gonna, like I said, I don't know if I'll ever get one. Maybe a Z06, maybe a Z51. I don't know, but I love this car, and you know, I'd like to keep it for, you know, as long as I can, because I got the whole, you know, CW Lemoyne Corvette Museum. It's custom the way I wanted it. It's got everything I've ever wanted, and it's a limited production car. You know, they only made, I think it's less than 900 manual transmission ZR1s out of 3,000, so it's not something that's easy to find. So anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next time.
Hello.
Hello, Gonky.
Hey, Mover. Where are you?
Not at 100,000 subscribers, if that's what you're asking.
I don't believe you. Hey, I heard a funny joke. You want to hear it?
Yeah, I'd love to hear a joke.
What do the 5 fingers say to the face?
Nothing.
Slap.
No, I don't have 100,000, so I don't know what you're talking about. So,
can you? There must be a functionality to unsubscribe via YouTube, which that would be cheating.
It's 101,000, so you missed your opportunity. Sorry. Just go ahead, forget about it. It didn't happen. Sorry. Too late.
Hey man, it's more time for me to perfect my technique.
So people are, look, dude, we live in an instant world. People want to be entertained instantly. So tell them when we're going to do this. Are we? Is this going to happen? Is this real?
Yeah, of course. I mean, you know, it's kind of an Air Force fighter pilot thing. It's new to me, but being on this side of the slap, I kind of like it.
Wait a minute. So there is an active Manchester against you too, my friend.
Well, there is, but so far I'm winning.
Okay, so when are we going to do this?
I mean, within a week.
Yeah, hopefully.
I mean, we can't let it, look, man, my shoulder development from my training is rapidly improving.
Yeah.
Like, it just behooves you to get this over with.
Dude, I have heard from commenters that you've actually been working out in preparation for this.
Yeah, man, creatine even works in your 40s. It's awesome.
Wow. Wow. You're going to be like me and not have kidneys. That's going to be great. They're not going to work at all. That's going to be pretty damn cool for you. So good for
like
you.
Like I said, man, I will slap you all the way to fame if I have to.
Awesome.
That's what it takes. That's what it takes to make Mover a household name.
Well, that's cool. Anything else you want to say to the kids at home while you're on the phone here?
No, keep your head down, study hard. You know how it is.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, goodbye.
Excuse me. No. Oh! Been a lot of that. Usually fine with the doors off. All box key. Don't be a douche. Rule number 1.
Make them tell you no.